tips for growing your business through great marketing strategy, leading to sales, and of course, then business growth. You're going to get the best of from Chris, William, Steve, Angela, Nancy, and more. Highlights from Biz Bites, giving you all of those really important tips that are going to give your business that real great start to the year that you want. So stay tuned, have pen and paper in hand, get ready for Biz Bites.
People only change when the pain of staying is greater than the pain of changing. So, number one, they have to be in a significant amount of discomfort to make a change. The other problem I find is that a lot of business owners don't know what they don't know, particularly if they don't have any business background. So they kind of make a few plans, put a few Band-Aids on things, and then they just accept that this is the way it should be. I really hate it. It's a drudge, but hey, all business owners have to go through this. And this is actually a mistake. The business owners who come to me are the ones who have actually done some homework and are even just open to having a conversation with me and saying, I think there's a different way to do this. Can we have a chat? It's the ones who think, no, I'm all good. I don't need that. I've got it all covered, that are the ones who suffer the longest. But what I would suggest is that you don't wait until you're literally overwhelmed, overworked, and over it. If you realize that in order to take your business to the next level, to really scale it properly, what got you here is not going to get you there. Most businesses where the entrepreneur has grown the business, unless they have changed something, that business has gone out of business.
The sales space, it depends on what you're selling. Is the product actually, I wouldn't say how different do you need to be or how disruptive do you need to be. Are you actually good? Right? Coffee existed before Starbucks. Right? I mean, these are all things that, like, you don't necessarily have to be super different all the time. I mean, it's great if you're breaking new ground and you are, quote unquote, disrupting something, but are you even good at it? Right? Is it something that people even care about? Disruption for the sake of disruption is actually irrelevant, but are you actually doing something that people care about? And I think that genuine product, that genuine mission translates into genuine salespeople who are able to have genuine conversations that can create those relationships and really close deals in a real way. That's more important, is how many people are actually telling the truth, right? How many people are really trying to provide actual value? Is it really going to revolutionize my world? Probably not. But why are you saying it, right?
Quality times activity equals growth. Now, what do we mean by that? So the two things there is every activity you're doing needs to be quality. If it's not a quality activity that's driving to that outcome that you're after, then you're actually wasting your time. So what we do is we look at the center of the organization and say, how do we improve the quality of, whether it's the simple campaigns that we're pushing out there, how we engage with clients, what's our value proposition, what's our ideal customer profile, what does that look like? Are there different demographics we need to be looking at to push that through? Once you get that quality right, then it just comes down to activity. And if the person in that particular sales role is doing that activity that we need them to do with a quality set of tools, then they're going to grow, they're going to get the outcome. So I find that that's the key to if you like, the sales or growth equation.
The small to medium enterprise, and being able to give back to that community is really, really important. So that for me is, I guess, the fundamental in being able to do that. One of the other things that's quite important is that this is a level playing field now. This whole digital world, it's not so much the size of your budget in many cases, not so much the size of the budget that's going to make the difference. It's about deploying the skills and doing things differently. And when I say it's a level playing field, in the area that we're in the organic space, you own that organic space by being relevant to your customers and the way that they're searching, the way that they're behaving online. and you can't necessarily buy that. So we see in a lot of cases the ability for smaller brands to be able to go up there and upstage, if you like, some of the bigger brands by doing things smarter and by doing things better and by being able to connect with their customers in a way that their competitors aren't doing. So that's exciting. And one of the other things to consider also is that with some of the big brands, and I don't want to make a gross generalization here, but one of the big advantages for smaller companies, and the reason that we work in that mid-tier, is by having direct and immediate access to key decision makers, we can make decisions quickly. We can present a strategy that makes sense for everyone, collaboratively agree on it, and then we can move like that.
By having a goal or to aspire to be a certain type of person, that builds our character and allows us to grow. I mean, that's what it's all about. By having, a sense of your North Star, and you point it towards where you want to go rather than just, I'll wander the universe.
Yeah, and I think I know as a marketer that I've spent a lot of time over the years working with clients about their values, mission, vision, and purpose, and all of those things. And often you start talking to them about it, and you can see in part the eyes glaze over and go, "Oh, this is just a new age rubbish, and we don't really need to do this. Why are we spending so much time on it?" And I think that's where you miss the point, isn't it? Because when you actually zero in on those things and you understand that that's who you are as a person, who your business is, then the likelihood that you are going to enjoy doing business and attract people doing business is with those who are aligned with those values. Because when they don't align, usually something goes wrong.
I agree. And that's when you think of the person from HELL and you say to yourself, how did that happen to me? And it's because we were out of alignment. We didn't notice, or we overlooked, or we were in denial about the fact that this is not a good match. And that's important to recognize. In fact, one of the things I recommend, Anthony, and listener, I want you to think carefully about this idea. You need to cultivate relationships with people who do almost the same thing you do, but have a different style, so that you and that other person can actually refer business to one another, because this person, this prospect, had a style that rubbed you the wrong way, but was perfect for your colleague, and vice versa. So it's an idea I want you to play with, but I think it's one I've shared with my clients, and it works beautifully.
Hey, thanks for listening to Biz Bites. We hope you enjoyed the program. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Biz Bites is proudly brought to you by Podcasts Done For You, the service where we will deliver a podcast for you and expose your brilliance to the world. Contact us today for more information. Details in the show notes. We look forward to your company next time on Biz Bites.